like training stuff earlier, you know what I mean? Doing little bits for him, thinking it's going to be him. And then obviously he come out and said he's not fighting.
So did you think you're going to be on the end of October card with him?
No, I wanted to be on. I asked for Gaethje on that card.
When we saw you said you wanted
Cage
to do
Warriors, you said.
Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, I wanted to be on that, but Gaethje said no, because it weren't a title fight.
What about Arman Sarukian?
He's just one of them, lad. He thinks because his family have got money and he's been had everything handed to a plate on him for years. Oh, it'll just happen in the UFC. Lad, you're being told, like he fucking pulled out that Islam fight with a bad back, when really he just couldn't make weight. He got offered to fight Gamrot and said no, and then took the most favourable matchup possible, Dan Upper, who can't grapple, to save his man's life. Bad shit. And he nearly guillotined him, which just shows how bad Arman's grappling is to me.
Oh yeah, he did.
I was watching that thinking, wow, if I get you in a guillotine, you are going unconscious. And he headbutted him at the weigh-in. If he would have cut him there on his forehead, lad, he was getting cut, defo. Why would you headbutt someone at a weigh-in, lad?
I do think his grappling's good though, Arman.
His grappling is good, he's got good wrestling. But that's his main thing, is wrestling. And he wouldn't be able to hold me down and just lie on top of me.
It'd be interesting, wouldn't it, the grappling matchup?
It would.
It'd be good.
He's got one on how the people have fought, lad. He beat Dariush's about 48. A lot of people don't think he beat Charles. Was me included when we watched it live. I thought Charles won. And then he fought fucking Dan Hooker, lad, who's, let's be honest, shite. The last person I beat knocked Dan Hooker out in a round.
Well, me and Paddy have known each other for a long time, so on a personal level, Paddy's a great guy, and it's great to see like good people doing good stuff. But from like a UK MMA point of view, like for such a small place, can have 4 champions. It's absolutely unbelievable. Well, it's a dangerous fight for Paddy, but I think it's winnable. It's definitely winnable, and I think Paddy's going to get a finish.
Hey, thanks for that. Really appreciate it.
Hopefully fucking see you again.
And just whilst we've got obviously interim, talk about that. Just obviously you were interim champion.
Interim's a genuine title. It's a genuine world title.
No,
mate.
yeah, of course. Lad, no, what everyone keeps saying to me, the same thing's going to happen to me. What happened with you?
The people who say it's not a genuine title have never won a title in their life.
Yeah.
They're the ones who say it's not.
As I say though, people keep saying, oh, you're probably going to end up like Tom when you're winning, it'll get upgraded. And
Why would that happen though?
because people are saying Ilia's not going to be back for at least a year.
I don't know. I don't know his personal situation.
I don't, but people are saying it could get messy and it could end up being like 2 years if he...
And just whilst we've got obviously interim, talk about that. Just obviously you were interim champion.
Interim's a genuine title. It's a genuine world title.
No,
mate.
yeah, of course. Lad, no, what everyone keeps saying to me, the same thing's going to happen to me. What happened with you?
The people who say it's not a genuine title have never won a title in their life.
Yeah.
They're the ones who say it's not.
As I say though, people keep saying, oh, you're probably going to end up like Tom when you're winning, it'll get upgraded. And
Why would that happen though?
because people are saying Ilia's not going to be back for at least a year.
I don't know. I don't know his personal situation.
I don't, but people are saying it could get messy and it could end up being like 2 years if he...
The tension is rising quickly. With Justin Gaethje looming, Paddy Pimblett is in the thick of fight camp, and each session is getting sharper and more intense than the last. Then Tom Aspinall appears in the middle of it all. As the countdown draws to a close, one of the UFC's most dangerous heavyweights enters Paddy's camp. Is it a sign of how seriously Paddy is taking the biggest test of his career? Or is it just teammates' support? Every move is beginning to feel purposeful as fight night draws near. Additionally, there are new opinions on the fight into self.
You think Paddy's going to beat Justin Gaethje?
Easy.
Wow, really easy?
Yeah, easy.
That's a crazy thing to say because Justin Gaethje's a fucking animal.
Yeah, but he doesn't know how to grapple, and Paddy knows
But
that.
he's a Division I wrestler. He knows how to grapple. You don't think he knows how to grapple? He just chooses not to.
Did you ever saw him submitting someone?
I don't believe he's ever submitted someone, but I think that's because he likes to just crush people.
Everyone likes is to dominate people and to win as soon as possible. If you have the ability to submit someone as soon as you can, you would do it.
I think Justin Gaethje's mindset is to be the most violent person alive. That's one of the reasons why he lost some fight, because he took unnecessary chances.
As the Gaethje fight draws near, Paddy Pimblett is deep in the grind due to the weight cut hitting harder than usual. When Tom Aspinall visits camp, he is still locked in and feeling low on calories. The visit says a lot, but there isn't any hard training planned, especially given the questions surrounding Tom's eye. And Paddy can't help but notice how quickly fans turned against Aspinall, serving as a reminder of how brutal the MMA world can be when you're slowed down by injuries.
Stage here, I've got a lot of nice puppy fat on me and I'm not as cold at the minute. I'm absolutely freezing constantly. Low on calories compared to normally at this time of year. Big Tommy, heavyweight champion UFC, is coming to see us today. We popped down to his gym a few months ago, didn't we? And went to see him. I've done a little session with him and I had to scram with him after it because I didn't have no fight coming up. We won't be going for no scran today. I'm strict on diet, lad, hard on diet, and I don't think he can train because of his eye, lad. I'm gonna have to see what his eye's like, lad. I'm fucking intrigued, especially after everyone giving him so much shit. Obviously he's got a bad injury in his eye. It just shows how fickle the MMA fan base is.
Beautiful gym. I've seen a lot of pictures and stuff, but yeah, proper stuff. Smells like a gym. It's a bit arty, isn't it? I like it, mate. Nice.
Good lad, good lad. Got black socks on.
How are we doing?
What's he done anyway?
Oh, it's on.
Hey, Paddy.
Oh, it's on. Good.
You good? You look a lot leaner the last time I seen you.
For Tom Aspinall, the setback hasn't been about pain so much as patience. Eye injuries don't come with quick fixes, and instead of rushing back, he's been stuck waiting while doctors hoped time would do the job. Now surgery is finally on the table, but the timeline is still unclear. It's been a frustrating stop-start ordeal, the kind of slow burn that keeps a fighter sidelined long after they're ready to move on.
Like with other injuries, they just fix them straight away. With eyes, they try and let them, because it's obviously risky, try and let them heal naturally. So we're getting surgery on this eye, keeping me out for a little bit. Not sure how long just yet though. So got a meeting about it soon. So it's just been a slow process, it's been a nightmare to be honest.
Mate, 3 times he did it in 1 round.
I know.
I think the point of the thing should be sacked off. Just if you do twice in a round, then I get to do one back. I reckon that makes it. Mate, they're the best one. Why is that? That's fair though, isn't it? First one's an accident, second one you're doing it on purpose, aren't you?
I train with little gloves on anyway, as you've just seen.
Both Tom Aspinall and Paddy Pimblett are aware of how quickly fans can change their minds. One victory lifts you, and the love vanishes after a close battle or injury. While Tom deals with criticism following an eye injury he feels was preventable, Paddy discusses how people expect instant finishes and mistake competitive fights for decline. They've learnt to toughen up and block out the noise in a sport that is dominated by hype and snap decisions.
Don't stand like that. No. They jump on and off bandwagons, fans, lad. Like everyone loved me after I beat Jordan Lever, and then when I've had that close fight with Jared Gordon, everyone hated me. And then now people are back on the bandwagon, so it's one of them. You just got to get on with it. Tom will come back and fucking knock Dan out, and then everyone will be sucking his arse again. That's just the way the world is, especially MMA fans. Very, very fickle. But sports fans in general, so it's one of them. You loved 1 minute, you hated the next, and then you loved again.
Mate, you know what I think a lot of the time? My success, my record that I've got, and finishing fights really quick. Like, if I don't finish the fight in the first minute, people think I'm looking shit. Yeah, people are like, oh shit, he's not looking good today. It's like, well, no, we're just evenly matched and we're having a fight. I've not punched him properly yet. It's been pretty smooth sailing as far as fans with me and stuff, but the tide has turned. But I've got a lot of good stuff as well. It's not all bad. But you know what, mate? It's just thicken my skin up a little bit, and you just got to see it for what it is. Dirty bastard, he needs to cut his fingernails.
And Paddy doesn't hold back as he explains to Tom how the road to this fight kept changing. He wanted different opportunities, including an earlier push for Gaethje, but the pieces never fell into place. From there, the tone shifts as Paddy questions how some contenders navigate their careers, calling out what he sees as safe choices and avoided risks. With Tom Aspinall beside him, the message is clear. Not everyone, particularly Arman Sarkian, takes the same hard road to the top.
It was like training stuff earlier, you know what I mean? Doing little bits for him, thinking it's gonna be him. And then obviously he come out and said he's not fighting.
So did you think you were going to be on the end of October card with him?
No, I wanted to be on. I asked for Gaethje on that card.
When we saw you said you wanted
Cage
to do
Warriors, you said.
Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, I wanted to be on that, but Gaethje said no, because it weren't a title fight.
What about Arman Sarkian?
He's just one of them, lad. He thinks because his family have got money and he's been had everything handed to a plate on him for years. Oh, it'll just happen in the UFC. Lad, you're being told, like he fucking pulled out that Islam fight with a bad back, when really he just couldn't make weight. He got offered to fight Gamrot and said no, and then took the most favourable matchup possible, Dan Hooker, who can't grapple, to save his man's life. Bad shit. And he nearly guillotined him. It just shows how bad Arman's grappling.
Building on that no-nonsense take, Tom Aspinall adds his own perspective. He's known Paddy Pimblett for years and speaks highly of him as a person, but he also recognizes the bigger picture of how a small place like the UK is producing multiple champions. As for the fight itself, Tom admits it's dangerous, yet he's confident Paddy can handle it and even sees him pulling off a finish.
Well, me and Paddy have known each other for a long time, so on a personal level, Paddy's a great guy, and it's great to see like good people doing good stuff. But from like a UK MMA point of view, like for such a small place, can have 4 champions. It's absolutely unbelievable. Well, it's a dangerous fight for Paddy, but I think it's winnable. It's definitely winnable, and I think Paddy's gonna get a finish.
Hey, thanks for that. Really appreciate it.
Hopefully fucking see us again. There we go, yeah.
Looking ahead to the lightweight scene, Tom Aspinall lays out the ideal scenario. If Paddy wins, a showdown with Ilia Topuria would be the biggest fight of May. But Paddy, ever the strategist with his own edge of humor, adds a twist. If it's not Ilia, let it be Arman Tsarukyan, and maybe even a wild underdog clash with the winner of Max and Charles. Between strategy, hype, and a little mischief, Paddy makes it clear he's thinking big and having fun picturing the chaos that could follow.
So boring.
And obviously, we've got to say about lightweight, where after Paddy gets the win, what happens next with that?
What do I think?
Yeah.
I think it should be Paddy and Ilia.
It should.
I think that's the biggest fight in MMA if Paddy wins, which he will. I think that's the biggest fight
It's the
in
only
MMA.
fight to make,
Yeah.
but at the same time, we need to see what's happening with him. Like, I've said it in interviews before, and that, like, even though I don't like the guy, I feel for him, know what I mean? It's
And if it's not Ilia though, Arman?
It's got to be Arman, I think.
if it's not Ilia, I think it'll be even funnier if they do the win when I win the winner of Max and Charles. Be even funnier, just a big you to Arman. That'd be hilarious. Tell Arman to go and fight Gamrot
Yeah,
or
Max
something.
and Charles
Max and
together,
Charles are
yeah.
fighting. So, like, whoever wins that could end up getting the title shot.
Building on the talk of potential matchups, the conversation naturally turns to the interim title Paddy is fighting for. Both he and Tom Aspinall are clear. An interim belt is a legitimate world title. Tom points out that anyone dismissing it probably hasn't won a belt themselves, while Paddy acknowledges the chatter about upgrades or delays with the reigning champ's return. Still, he keeps it simple. A title is a title, and this one is his to chase.
End up getting the title shot.
And just whilst we've got, obviously, interim, talk about that. Just obviously you were interim champion.
Interim's a genuine title. It's a genuine world title.
No,
mate.
yeah, of course. I know what everyone keeps saying to me. The same thing's gonna happen to me. What happened
Mate,
with you?
The people who say it's not a genuine title have never won a title in their life.
Yeah.
They're the ones who say it's not.
As I say though, people keep saying, "Oh, you're probably gonna end up like Tom when you win it. It'll get upgraded." And
Why would that happen though?
because people are saying Ilia's not gonna be back for at least a year.
I don't know. I don't know his personal situation. It's
I
hard to
don't.
say,
But
innit?
if people are saying it could get messy and it could end up being like
Could it?
2 years if he.
Following the interim title discussion, Paddy Pimblett opens up about the dilemma ahead. He wants the shot at Ilia Topuria to prove he can beat him, but he's wary of being left in limbo if the reigning champ delays a return. Echoing Tom's own experience waiting on John Jones, Paddy says that if it drags out too long, he'd rather see the belt vacated so the division can keep moving.
I don't know.
If it gets dragged out. And
How
that.
would you feel about that, knowing what Tom's been through with John Jones and all that stuff?
Well, lad, if he's going to sit out for that long, I would rather him just vacate and stop holding the division up. But I do want to fight him, know what I mean? So it's a catch-22. But I don't know, lad. I want to beat Ilia up and show everyone that I can beat him. But at the same time, if he's going to have me waiting, like Tom was waiting for John, then no. Just vacate, lad, and let the division.
Moving on to the subject of expert opinions, Daniel Cormier highlights Arman Tsarukyan as one of the top lightweights since Islam's departure. Big, strong, and technically sharp, he and champion Ilia Topuria stand out as the division's elite, capable of delivering a fight fans would rally behind. While Paddy Pimblett and Justin Gaethje draw attention, Cormier sees real potential in an Arman versus Ilia clash, noting Tsarukyan's performance against Dan Hooker as proof of his threat.
Okay, speaking of grappling, we see that Arman Tsarukyan is so active in grappling, you know?
Listen, man, this guy might just be the best lightweight in the world. Since Islam's gone, he's really good, man. He's big, he's strong, he's physical. The champion, Ilia Topuria, is tremendous. I think Ilia and Arman are the two best guys in the world. I think they need a fight at some point because I think Paddy Pimblett is awesome. Justin Gaethje is awesome. Arman and Ilia seem to have something. And not only something in terms of skill, but between the two that we could build a great fight around, right? So, yeah, I think Arman's fantastic, though, man. He's good. He looked great against Dan Hooker.
Following his praise of Arman's talent, Daniel Cormier addresses the question of why Tsarukyan hasn't gotten a title shot yet instead of Paddy. He points to the LA situation. Arman weighed in as the backup for Ilia's fight and later faced Charles Oliveira and Dan Hooker, and suggests there are behind-the-scenes conversations fans don't see. Cormier notes that Arman seems to be accepting the situation quietly, hinting he's been given assurances even if the details remain unclear.
Dude,
In your opinion, why UFC is not giving Arman a title fight?
I don't know. I don't know
It's
why
a missing-
Arman's not fighting for a title. I really don't. I've heard the reason because of what happened in Los Angeles. I thought that by weighing in as the backup fighter when Ilya fought Charles, and then by going and fighting Charles Oliveira or Dan Hooker, it would be okay. I don't know. I don't know what the conversations that they're having behind closed doors are, because they're telling him something that's making him okay with it, right? Because if he wasn't okay with it, he would be more loud about him not getting his opportunity. So I kind of defer to, they know more than we do. And so we got to kind of accept it for what it is, because it seems like Arman is doing that.
And Joe Rogan is throwing his support behind Justin Gaethje in the upcoming clash with Paddy Pimblett, calling him an absolute force of nature. While Paddy's grappling is elite, Rogan argues Gaethje has the Division I wrestling know-how to counter it. He just prefers to dominate with sheer aggression. In his view, Gaethje isn't about submissions. He's about overwhelming opponents with relentless power, making him a dangerous, violent threat in any matchup. On the other hand, Chael Sonnen counts down his top fighters to watch in 2026, and at number 5, he puts a spotlight on Justin Gaethje. For Sonnen, Gaethje's year is a make-or-break moment. He's either on the rise to claim a world title or heading toward retirement. Sonnen emphasizes the stakes, noting that Gaethje will kick off the year with a shot at the championship, setting the tone for what could be a defining chapter in his career. Sonnen continues on the interim title debate, questioning the logic behind it. He acknowledges the toughness of the lightweight division. 155 pounds is brutal, and notes that Gaethje earned his spot the hard way. But when it comes to the interim label for Paddy, Sonnen calls it confusing, even unnecessary. To him, there's one true champion, and giving out a second belt feels more like a gesture of goodwill than a legitimate title, because everyone understands what it really means to be a champion. Whereas Orija Faber is backing Justin Gaethje to come out on top against Paddy Pimblett. He points to Gaethje's love for chaotic knockdown battles and his Division I wrestling as key advantages, saying it could neutralize some of Paddy's biggest strengths. While Paddy shines as a submission grappler, Faber believes Gaethje's experience and fearless style give him the edge in what promises to be a fireworks-filled clash. Who do you think will come out on top in this epic showdown? Share your predictions in the comments below. We want to hear your take. And make sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss any of the fight build-up, breakdowns, and post-fight reactions.